I would like to take this time to introduce your judge today for your Red Pole Show, Mr. Clint Hall. Clint and his wife, Kelly Hall, own and operate long cattle of Hillsboro, Ohio, and Maysville, Kentucky. They are a multi-breed seed stock producing operation focusing on Charolais and Limousin cattle. They are also managing partners of Folly Farms. Limousin at Long Haul, they produce and merchandise show heifers, bulls, and replacements privately and through multiple annual online sales. Clint has judged numerous shows throughout the U.S., Canada, and at all levels, and is honored to be with you here at the North American 50th anniversary. If you could join me in giving Mr. Clint Hall a round of applause.
Well, it's nice to be here at the North American, and as they said, real privilege to be here on our 50th anniversary. And I've had the privilege of exhibiting at over 40 of the years of that 50, and so it's always a special time to be able to come here to the North American and show and exhibit on the green chips, and it's a real pleasure to be here to evaluate your Red Pole show. Appreciate the invite. Boy, we got a really nice class of April heifers to start off our day with, and I think the one that wins the class, in my mind, is just really the combination heifer. She's so powerful and robust in her rib, and go back behind her, she's really good out through her hip. I just like this one in her basic build. She's ruggedly built, but yet still real feminine fronted. Just love that extra notch of performance that she has. Really good heifer to start off our day. Boy, this young one here, she's having a little separation anxiety, I think, and just probably her first time that she's been in the ring, perhaps. But boy, this one, you know, when she gets to the side, she really gives you a great profile. Super elegant neck and really comes out high out of her shoulder. I appreciate that about her. I think this one's got really good days because her build is good. I think she's sound enough on the go. I just think that she gets a little overpowered today by that heifer that wins the class. Our next heifer is a real high-performing heifer. She's a little more extended in her skeleton. She's probably got as much true natural muscle as any of them, but, you know, to compete with those first two cattle, she needs to be just a little more rugged in her bone work. She needs to have just a notch more depth to her rib. But, boy, that's a really good heifer to complete that on a nice class here to begin. Give them a good round of applause.
And first place in Class 1 over in your red pole female show goes to entry number 3, Red Oak LJ Morado, exhibited by Luke Jones. Congratulations. Second place goes to entry number 2, MFF RR2 time M232, exhibited by Adam Miller. And third place goes to entry number 1, JMLR Creek 123, exhibited by Justin Platt. Again, congratulations to those exhibitors. Now in the ring is Class 2.
Well, just a single entry here, a March heifer calf that certainly got some performance. And, boy, you really love the angle of this heifer. She's super good hipped and really long spine. A little extended about her front end. She's so long-bodied. Stays neat when she gets out and goes. I think this is a one that's sure got a great future to her. Congratulations on a nice single entry.
And first place in Class 2 red pole females goes to entry number 4, JFF Loretta J302, exhibited by Andrea Weaver. Congratulations. We're now ready for Class 3 red pole females.
Another nice single entry, a February heifer. Again, one that's got some performance. And get behind this one and study her over her top line. She's got a lot of shape there through her loin, and we appreciate that about her. She's a heifer that's extremely, again, long-sided, a heifer that's pretty good when she gets out and goes. We'll analyze her here in our division again, but really a nice single entry. Give the young man a nice round of applause.
And first place in Class 3 of your red pole female show goes to entry number 5, GLS Bell 301, exhibited by Justin Platt. Congratulations. We will now be selecting your red pole calf champion. Again, we're ready to select your calf champion here in your red pole show.
Real nice division here to start off our Red Pole show with, and I think we had 3 class winners, and we can't there wasn't too much competition in a couple of those classes, so we'll just give them a little. How I see him out here. The heifer that won the April class, I think she's the different one out here. Obviously, when you get from the side, she's maybe not quite as long-sided as the two behind her, but boy, she is just really powerful, and I like her build. She's real maternal in her look to me. She looks like one that's just going to be one that's easy keeping down the road. She's a little more ruggedly built than the two behind her, and I like that about her. The heifer behind her is a really long-bodied heifer that's pretty sleek in her appearance. She's real cool about her neck and her head, and she comes out of her shoulder really high. She's another one that gets out and plants those feet pretty well. You maybe soften her tail head down in her just ever so slightly, to give her just a little more eye appeal from the side. Our heifer that completed that class-winning group is one that's got just a tremendous amount of natural shape. So I appreciate that about her. She's got a notch of extra muscle, but she's not quite as nice in her hip. We're going to talk about the second place heifer because our young man is going to win this division in the cowboy hat. Give him a nice congratulations. So
and
we bring
your calf
this,
champion. Go ahead, Clint. Go ahead.
So as we bring this second place heifer calf in here, and she's fighting a halter just a little bit, and she's an April heifer, and I like this one's build. I like her fresh in appearance. She's really cool in her neck and her head, and I think out through her hip she's just a little bit better than the other two. She's going to go ahead and be our reserve calf in this division. Congratulations.
And your calf champion goes to entry number 3, Red Oak LJ Mariso, exhibited by Luke Jones. Congratulations. And your reserve division goes to entry number 2, MFF RR2 time, M232, exhibited by Adam Miller. Again, congratulations to those exhibitors.
So in this division, we need to pick a reserve in our junior division, and that's going to be our young lady here in the vest. I think that heifer is just so much neater out through her hip. I love her length of side. Congratulations. You bet.
And we're now ready for Class 6 Red Pole females. We making our way into the ring. Again, Class 6 Red Pole females.
Nice pair of October heifer calves, and both these cattle are real high quality ones. And the one though that just I gravitate to here is a young man's heifer. I think, boy, if you look at them at the ground and just they got to be built from the ground up. And this one's really good footed and just so athletic in her build. I love the way she gets out and goes. Man, that one can just track. But along with that, you get beside her and you analyze her out through her front 1/3. She comes out of her shoulder a little better than the one. And second, she's neater in her chest floor. And I like this one's hip quite a bit. I think that one's just in her athletic build is just so free and fresh that I really got to like that one. Young lady's got one that's certainly going to make a cow. I mean, this one's probably got a nickel more rib shape. She's probably a nickel deeper in her rib. But, with that, she's not quite as neat out through her neck and her shoulder. She gets a little bit wider as you watch her walk towards you. She's a little wider chested than the one that wins the class. But, as I said, I think that one's got a lot of maternal in her. Really a good pair of heifers there for our two exhibitors.
And first place in Class 6 goes to entry number 8, MFF Candy Roll M123, exhibited by Adam Miller. And second place in Class 6 goes to entry number 7, Dolls A Sabrina, exhibited by Mackenzie Young. Congratulations to those exhibitors. Now entering the ring is Class 7 Red Pole Females.
Got another nice single entry here in a red pole show. Another heifer that is extremely long-sided and long-hipped, and I like that about her. This heifer's cool when you look at her from her chest floor back to her flank, and she balances up really well. She's not the most chiseled neck one that you'll see, but I sure see a lot of future in her. I like her extra dimension. I like her extra notch of muscle that she has. She's one that just paints a really nice silhouette from the side. Congratulations, young man. Good heifer.
And first place in Class 7 goes to entry number 9, JF Bentley Lily J216, exhibited by Malcolm Ray. Congratulations. We'll now be ready to select your senior calf champion.
A nice pair of class winners here in our fall division. The October heifer, as I said there in class, I think, that one's just got a little wow factor to her. I think this one, when you get her in motions, what kind of sets her apart. I love her, just the cushion that she has to her pastern, and she's just so fluid and so athletic. And from the side, then you start looking at her, and she's got a nickel more depth to her rib, and she's just so good out through her hip. You analyze the two class winners together, and you get right behind them. And she's actually the one, she looks a little flatter, but you get behind her, she's a little wider pinned than maybe the one right behind her, and I think she's an awfully good heifer. Real long-sided one that come out of that second class, and I think, when this one gets stopped, boy, you got to really like her in terms of just her length of side and her length of hip is so good. She's not quite as agile when she gets out and goes, and if you watch her off her rear too, she wants to get just a little narrower based on the heifer that wins that first class. So we're going to use the heifer that won that first class for our division champion. Congratulations. Yes, sir. We're going to follow her for reserve with the young lady and the young gentleman here with this September heifer. I think that's a really nice pair of cattle, and she'll be our reserve in this division.
And your senior heifer calf champion goes to entry number 8, MFF Candy Roll M123, exhibited by Adam Miller. Congratulations. Your reserve senior heifer calf goes to entry number 9, JF Bentley Lily J212, exhibited by Malcolm Ray. Again, congratulations to those exhibitors. Now ready to come in the ring as Class 10 Red Pole females. Again, we do need that Class 10 to be making their way into the arena.
This is a nice pair of May heifers here, and a very contrasting pair of cattle. You know, there's things about both these heifers that you can appreciate. I just like the extra horsepower that this one that wins the class. She's just more ruggedly built. She's bolder about her body cavity. She's just bigger body and stouter. She's got more performance in her. She's not quite as neat chested as the one that wins the class, but you know, I just think there's more cow there, and I think she's going to be the one that's easier keeping. The young lady that had the heifer that already exited the ring is one that's presented nice, and she's really long and level in her lines and out through her top and her hip. And I appreciate that about her. She's neat about her chest and her neck. She needs more center dimension. She just needs more body, just more cow look to her to beat the one that comes in first. But a nice pair of heifers here, a very different pair.
And first place in Class 10 goes to entry number 11, SBF Nicole 9, exhibited by Silas Rains. Congratulations. Second place goes to entry number 10, Dolls FL Cara D221, exhibited by Jeff Dahl. Again, congratulations to those exhibitors. Now entering the ring is Class 11, Red Pole Females. Correction on the last class. First place in Class 10 goes to entry number 10, Dolls FL Cara D221, exhibited by Jeff Dahl. And second place in that class goes to entry number 11, SBF Nicole 9, exhibited by Silas Rains. Again, congratulations to those exhibitors.
Well, again, another really competitive pair of heifers, and I think one that wins the class is really good. I think this one, you know, in terms of just having balance and a look, and just a one that looks like a cow that's still a heifer. I think this one's got the bells and whistles to her. Really like the teat design on this heifer too, and her undercarriage is so good. She's just got enough of everything, and I like her when she gets out and goes. She's big enough bone, she's big enough footed, she's stout enough made. You know, she's not the crazy necked one, but boy, her neck and her chest and her shoulder is this design really good. Reads real brood cow to me. Young man's got a good heifer. When she's standing still, you know, there's certainly a lot you like about her. You know, she's got the same kind of front to her. She needs just a little bit more angulation to her shoulder. You know, we change this one when we get out and go. She wants to get just a little down in her loin. It makes her want to push her pen bones up just ever so slightly. We make her just a bit more relaxed as she gets out and goes. But nice competitive pair of heifers, and congratulate them.
And first place in Class 11 goes to entry number 14, Shutters Casey 241, exhibited by Carly Shutter. Congratulations. Second place goes to entry number 13, Red Oak L.J. Ryan, exhibited by Luke Jones. Congratulations to those exhibitors. We're now ready to select your intermediate champion in your Red Pole Female Show.
get out here for our division. The heifer that won that first class is just one that's got a lot of build and a lot of body to her. She's big cavity when you look at her rib, and robust in her rib, and I see a lot of maternal in her. We change that when we maybe extend her out through her front 1/3, maybe change the angle of her shoulder just ever so slightly, and just kind of pull her neck out from her just a bit. But boy, you got to appreciate her in terms of performance and her body shape and type and kind. One that does have some bells and whistles to her is this young lady's heifer that's standing here in the second hole that won that last class. Paints such a nice silhouette. I like that one's balance and her build. She's good on the go. She's really good out through her hip, and I appreciate that about her. Really reads true maternal look to me. Congratulations, young lady. She'll be our division champion. We bring that second in, and that was in her class, and as I said, that one's got a lot of quality to her as well. I guess, when we analyze those two, the one that was second and the one that won the first class, we get down to structure. And I think when you look at these two cattle in terms of their structure and the way they're built and the way they get out and go and their athleticism, we got to use the young lady's heifer that wins that first class for a reserve. Congratulations. She'll be reserve division.
And your intermediate champion goes to entry number 14, Shutters KC241, exhibited by Carly Shutter. Congratulations. And your reserve intermediate champion goes to entry number 10, Dolls FL Cara D221, exhibited by Jeff Dahl. Congratulations. We're now ready for class 14 over in your red pole show. Here. And now entering the ring is class 14 over in your red pole show.
Another nice single entry here in her red pole show with the heifer that you started her head, and she's really cool headed and really pretty headed. I like that about this February heifer. Again, one that's got some performance and got some shape and some build to her. I think that heifer's nice in her shoulder. I think she's really good out through her hip. Stays true in her top line as she gets out and goes. Plenty good as she gets out. She's plenty athletic. I think that's just one that stands a lot of competition. Real nice single entry.
And first place in class number 14, it goes to entry number 15. Coach's Ginger D20, exhibited by David Coach, congratulations.
in our red pole show. It's a shame that we got all these single entries because we do have some quality heifers and certainly some heifers that could stand some competition. I think this is another one that can do that. When she's standing still, you know, you like her body cavity. You like they're just a springer rib that one has. She's big ribbed and robust in her rib cage. With that, she's still got some muscle and some power. You know, she's a heifer that when you look at her from her shoulder out through her neck, you like her. You know, for me, this one, I maybe change her a little bit about her top. When she gets out and goes, she gets a little more rigid about her top and wants to just push up in her spine some. But, you know, on a standstill, that one's really good and like her quite a lot. You know, give her a nice round of applause. Good heifer.
And first place in Class 15 goes entry number 16, J.F. Bentley June, J201, exhibited by Andrea Weaver. Congratulations. And now entering the ring will be the selection of your junior champion female.
A real competitive pair of heifers here in this division. And as I said there in our last heifer in that class, it's a shame, you know, because these two heifers are good and they could certainly stand a lot more competition than just two of them. But, you know, when we look at these two heifers together, the one that won that first class is just a real cow looking one to me. I think, you know, when you get her in motion, she's probably where she excels the pair because she just stays so much truer in her top. And she's the one of the pair of cattle is better right behind her shoulder into her forerib. The way she blends into her forerib is just so nice. And in her heart, I love that one's head, and I love her look from the side. She's just a really nice one, and she's going to be our division champion today. The young lady's heifer that comes out next. One thing I can appreciate about this heifer, she looks like she's pretty far in calf already. She's starting to make an udder. She's getting into production already, or getting to that point in her life, and I think that's a very impressive thing, and I love her length of side. Just need to make her a nickel softer in her top when she goes, make her just a little bit better in that transition from her shoulder into her forerib. But that's a really good pair of cattle in a nice division. It could certainly been could handle a lot more competition.
And your junior champion division goes to entry number 15, Coach's Ginger D2O, exhibited by David Coach. Congratulations. Your reserve division champion goes entry number 16, and J.F. Bentley June, J201, exhibited by Andrea Weaver. Congratulations. Now in the ring is Class 18 red pole females.
got a nice, again, single entry, but one that's a little slicker in her look. I mean, she's not doesn't have all the bells and whistles when it comes to hair coat and things of that nature, but it's good quality half for a good senior yearling. It's going to have a nice udder. Her teat size is good, and she looks. Young lady said she's due early winter, and so she's getting her in production, and that's what it's all about. Real good in her hip, and just nice in her lines. One again that I think is a very good single class winner. I think another one that can stand some more competition. Congratulate the young lady on a very nice effort.
And first place in Class 18 and automatic senior champion female goes entry number 17, SBF JoJo 8, exhibited by Silas Rhines. Congratulations. We're now ready to select your grand champion red pole female here at the 50th anniversary of the North American. Again, we're ready for the selection of your grand champion red pole female. If you would join me in giving a nice round of applause for your judge today in your red pole show, Mr. Clint Hall.
Really an impressive lineup out here, and I know our numbers weren't real big, but it's good. They're good cattle that are out here, and there's nothing that replaces a banner on your wall that says that you had a champion at the North American, especially when it's the 50th year. So, I guess when you analyze these division champions, and you just look at what they bring to the breed, I think you should applaud the breeders and these exhibitors, because these are good cattle. Starting with our calf, we've got a little time here, and so we're just gonna tell you what I see. Well, I think this heifer calf's just real unique. I think that she's got so much good in her. I love her rib shape, and I love the way she comes out of her shoulder. I just thought in that particular division, she just really overpowered them in terms of just raw production. She's a bigger bone one. She's the stouter featured one that had some extra shape. But with that, still real feminine and useful. And I think, young man, down the road and this time next year, man, you're going to have one that's going to really look good. I think, you keep that one under wraps, and I think that one's got a lot of future. This young man's heifer that won that second division, that's the kind that you can really do a lot of stuff with, because she's so agile and so athletic and so good at the ground. Some people might say that she's almost too soft in her pastern, but boy, I'll take that any day over one of them that gets rigid and gets snapping, on their pastern. This is the kind that I think you just go out, you just put the feed to that one, and she just gets better every day of her life, because the build is good, and she's so true and genuine in her dimension, and just her neck, the way she comes out high out of her shoulder and comes into her foreribs so well. Great in her hip, just really, really deceivingly wide pinned for one that's real lean in her condition, but still got all that rib shape. And so that's another one that I like a lot, and I think those are good calves. Follow them up with a heifer that's maybe a little bit different than the rest of them out here. She, compared to some of the others, she's a little more conventional in her body type and her kind, but that's a good kind to me. I mean, that's the kind that can really get out, get in production. She looks to me like one that'll be awfully easy to keep. She's so true and balanced. If you look at her in her chest floor back to her flank, really carries that undercarriage so nice. And then I get up and I stand back and I look at her out through her top line. She stays really, really true in her top and out through her hip. When she gets out and goes, she's a big bone, big-footed one. Got just a notch of extra dimension of rib and just springer rib. When you get behind her, she's explosively ribbed. And I love that about that heifer. And I think that one just has got a lot of bells and whistles, a lot of combination of the things that we need and things that we look for in our world. The next heifer that won that next class is from her shoulder. You just got to love that one. Her head and her shoulder is just real cool looking. She's so very youthful looking in her type and her kind. She's one, again, that you get behind or you get from the side. Paints such a nice profile. She's not quite as deep-ribbed as the one in front of her, but boy, that one's got a lot you got to like. Real long hip, good and angular in her type, and her angles and her joint work is good. She's a little narrower hinged when you get behind her and you watch her go relative to the heifer in front of her. But, that's getting nitpicky on a really nice heifer. And then this one that won the last class, again, doesn't have the haircut, maybe some of these others. She's getting closer in her life to reaching production point. But that heifer's got a lot of quality to her. She's super good in her lines again, and nice hip. She's good down to the ground. She's making a nice udder. Her teat size is good. Really a nice one, I think, that's going to do a nice job for the young lady in production. I'm going to give them a real quick look. I kind of know where I'm going to go. I think it's going to be a little closer for our reserve hole. Please give them a nice round of applause. Give your breeders and exhibitors as well. It's a real privilege to sort them. Thank you.
And your grand champion red pole female here at the 50th anniversary of the North American goes to entry number 14, Shutters KC241, exhibited by Carly Shutter. Again, congratulations. And your reserve grand champion, Red Pole female, goes to entry number 15. Coach's Ginger D20, exhibited by David Coach. Again, congratulations. We're now ready for Class 22 Red Pole Bulls.
Nice way to start our bull show here in our Red Pole show today. A May calf that's got some performance and look to him. A calf that when you get behind him, you know, for as green as condition that he is in, still got some shape to his top, and he's got some natural product in him. Big testicled calf for one this age, and I think you put that along with the way he comes out of his neck, and just he's got some center dimension and some center rib. I think that one's got a lot of future to him. Really a nice bull calf to get us started with. Another nice single entry, our March bull calf. It is really, really long-sided. Again, a real long-hipped one, and one that's kind of unique in is the way he comes out of his neck and his shoulder. Really, really a small neck and a head on him. Looks like one that's probably going to be a calving. He's kind of a sire. Just some true muscle to him, though. When you get behind him, he's real green in his condition, but yet, you study him over his top. He's got just a lot of shape and a lot of turn to his loin, and you like that. If we're getting real critical on him, maybe we give him just a notch more rib and just give him a little more balance from his chest floor back to his flank. But that one, he gets out and goes relatively nice, and just a really nice single entry.
And first place in Class 22 over in your Red Pole Bull Show goes to entry number 18, GLS King Abo 308, exhibited by Justin Platt. And first place in Class 23 goes to entry number 21, JF Big Deal, exhibited by Jackson Farms. Again, congratulations to those exhibitors. Now entering the ring is Class 24 Red Pole Bulls.
Here's a nice February calf. Again, he kind of brings a lot of things that I try to find in him together in terms of his body depth and just his soundness of structure. He's real good and good at the ground again and flexible in his joint work. I think that one's got enough shape from the side when you get behind him. He's real green in his condition as well. But I like this one in terms of his moderation, his size. I think he's plenty long-sided. He's not as long-bodied as that bull calf that we had in that previous class. But, I think this one just puts a lot of real high-quality things that I'm looking for today together in terms of just athleticism and body build. Really a nice single entry that could stand quite a bit more competition.
And first place in Class 24 Red Pole Bull Show goes to entry number 22, MFFRR Dancer, exhibited by Adam Miller. Congratulations. Now entering the ring is Class 25 Red Pole Bulls.
It sounds like a broken record, and I hate to keep doing it. But, again, in this single entry, I think we got a calf here that handles a lot of them. I think you could run quite a few out here in this age division in this particular breed. And he's going to be competitive because, when you get off from the side of this one, he really paints a nice picture. He draws the right kind of silhouette. He's real good in his top line, and he's really good in his underline. Got enough rib and enough body, long-hipped and long-sided, real good in his neck. And the way he comes out, he's good in his way. The angle of his shoulder is right and appropriate. I like this bull's head. You go by and get behind him. He's got enough dimension, enough muscle, enough shape. Just a really complete package here in this young January. I think, again, one that stands quite a bit more competition.
And first place in Class 25 goes entry number 23, Esquire Top Flight, exhibited by Esquire Land and Cattle. Congratulations. We're now ready to select your calf bull champion over in your Red Pole Bull Show.
Again, in this division, and it's probably a little more fun to be able to do a little compare and contrast when you got your class winners back out. And our calf that won that first class, I thought when we started out we got a pretty good one to start with, and I still think that this May calf's got just a lot of youthfulness to him. He's got a lot of useful qualities to him in terms of the way he's built. He's not the most rugged bone one out here, but his bone's adequate. I think he's good in his hip. He's so actually he's kind of skinny, and that's okay for one this age because he's just a May calf, and we actually showed a May calf here just yesterday. So I appreciate the fact that you're getting one off the cow and getting him out here. The calf's got some rib shape, and he's got some look to the side. You get behind him, and he's still got enough muscle, and he's still got enough shape. I think that one's going to be real good down the road. One that's a little bit of an outlier is the one that's behind him. He's the one that's more elevated in his structure. For me, I'd like to maybe tone him down a notch and give him just a nickel more belly. But that one, you look at his testicle size and his length of body, and he's got some muscle shape. There's certainly some qualities in that bull that I think make him desirable. I think that one sure got his place. The more moderate one of the whole foursome is the one that's the young man in the blue shirt. He's a little more compact and he's a little shorter sided than the others. But as I said, that's not one of the things that bother me. I think that one's still got enough true build. He's really athletic, and I think that makes him, one that's certainly in contention because when he gets out and goes, he's got the right angles to his hock and his pastern. He's really good in his shoulder, and he's very angular. He's very neat. Just stays good in his top line, and I like his balance. One that's just got a real good look is the one that won that last class, and I think he's the bull really that puts the most things together of all the cattle that we have out here in terms of length of side and length of hip. He's still got plenty of rib to him. He's still good in his neck, and his head's really cool. He's good at the ground, and he's probably as truly big boned as any of them, but still flexible. For me, that's a pretty easy one in this division. He's going to be your division champion. Congratulations.
And your calf champion goes to entry number 23, Esquire Top Flight, exhibited by Esquire Land and Cattle. Again, congratulations.
For reserve, we're going to go ahead and use this young man's bull. I think just in terms of his balance and his build, I think he finds that second hole in that reserved division. Really a nice pair of bull calves. Give him a good round of applause.
And your reserve calf champion goes to entry number 22, MFFRR Dancer, exhibited by Adam Miller. Congratulations. Now in the ring is Class 28 Red Pole Bulls.
good pair of April yearling bulls, and I think there's a lot of interesting things about both of them. For me, the bull and the young lady with the black vest is going to win the class. And as I said in the heifer show, it starts at the ground, and this one's quite a bit better footed when you get right up on him, especially in his front feet. He's certainly got a better hoof to him, and I think that just in terms of longevity is going to paint a really good picture for this bull. He's the one that stays better and truer in his top. When he gets out and goes, he's level about his hip, and he's level about his top line. He's just a bull I think's just got more mass and more power, but I think essentially the thing that comes down to me is just the way he's built from the ground up. This bull that comes out in second, I like his body type and his body depth. I think he's really deep, excited. Still got some muscle shape. For me, he needs to be more athletic when he goes, and he needs to just be truer in his foot design. And I think that's one of the things that you really need to make sure you concentrate on. And we look at terms of things about longevity, and it starts there at the ground. So we changed that bull in that regard, and it gets him a little tighter in that class. Good pair of bulls. Congratulations.
And first place in Class 28 in automatic intermediate champion goes to entry number 25, a JF Solution, exhibited by Jackson Farms. Congratulations. Your second place in Class 28 in automatic reserve division champion goes to entry number 24, SBF Recon, exhibited by Silas Rains. Again, congratulations. Now in the ring is Class 31, Red Pole Bulls.
A nice 2-year-old bull, again, a real long-sided one, and bull that's got some real natural product in him. I think you get behind him and you study him over his top. He's got a lot of shape in his top, and he's a big stifle, big quartered bull. Extremely long-bodied and long-sided, again, as we say. For me, this one, I'd like to maybe change him a little bit. He gets out and goes. He's wanting to drag that left hind leg just ever so slightly. I'd like to maybe just make him a nickel more athletic and a little more free. We'll discuss him a little farther when we get him out here in that champion drive in the division. But a nice big bull. I know it's tough to bring these bigger, older bulls out, and so I applaud you for that.
And first place in Class 31 goes to entry number 26, Esquire's Justified, exhibited by Esquire Land and Cattle. Congratulations. That will also be your automatic senior bull champion. Congratulations. And we're now ready to select your grand champion Red Pole Bull here at the 50th anniversary of the North American. As the grand champion bulls come in the ring, I would like to take this time to introduce some winners today. Our premier breeder goes to Jackson Farms, and our premier exhibitor goes to Jackson Farms. Congratulations. And our grand champion junior award goes to Carly Shooter with her number 14 heifer. Congratulations. And our reserve junior grand champion heifer goes to Luke Jones with his entry number 3 heifer. Congratulations. Also our junior exhibitor is a tie with Andrea Weaver and Silas Raines. Congratulations to those two. And our Diamond XL award goes to Andrea Weaver. Again, congratulations to those individuals. Folks around ringside, could you please join me in giving Mr. Clint Hall, our judge today, one big round of applause for evaluating your Red Pole Show here in Broadbent Arena.
Well, again, I'd like to extend my thanks to the Red Pole breeders and the North American for letting me come out here and evaluate your cattle. It's a very important thing that Kelly and I. This is what we do for a living is raise cattle, and I mean we have multiple breeds, and so we're kind of used to looking at different types and kinds, and we're used to also knowing how to manage different breeds and different types and kinds. So, I appreciate getting to evaluate some breeds that honestly, we don't have. And so, I have a new appreciation for your Red Pole folks because, I thought your heifer show was real good. And I think the top end of your bull show with only the limited number of bulls that you had is very good. I think, you guys are on the right path. You try to keep the cattle sound and have some grow in them and still have some look and still have some feed efficiency in them, have some true muscle in them. And I appreciate all those things. And so, with that being said, and we get out here and we look at these bull calves and our big bulls, we'll start talking about the big bull first. I mean, that one, he comes out, it's got a lot of natural shape. He's got a lot of natural just dimension to his muscle. He's big hipped and big topped and big ended. He's a bull that in terms of his balance is pretty good. He's pretty good in his testicular development. For me, when we compare him and our champion drive, he needs to be a little more athletic. He needs to be softer. And I think maybe, I don't know, he's got a little hitch in his get-along today on that back rear left. And so, obviously we got to take that into account. But I do appreciate you bringing out that nice 2-year-old bull. This bull in the center is intriguing to me. I mean, that one's real long-sided. Relative to maybe the bull in front of him and maybe the calf, he doesn't transition from his shoulder into his forerib quite as well as maybe some of the others. But, you get behind him and he's just really big-ended and big-topped. He's got some true muscle shape. He's good in his testicular development. He's a notch extra long. And, I mean, if that's something you're looking for, then that's awesome because he's got it. I think that one's a very youthful, very youthful and very useful kind of a bull. This calf and then the lead here is just one that I think does a lot of things. I mean, he paints a nice silhouette from the side. He is the air quote show bull of the bunch. But, with that, he's also a calf that's got some performance in him. I think, if you talked about these cattle in terms of weight per day of age, he's probably as high performing as anything we have out here. He's got some true shape and some true muscle. He's a big bone, stout-footed one that gets out and goes, I'll go show you my champion today. It's going to be a little closer for your reserve, but I'll sort through them. It's been a real pleasure for me. Thanks again so much to the North American. It's always a big deal to be on the green chips. Give yourselves, the breeders and the exhibitors, a really nice applause. I think you've brought some good cattle today.
And your grand champion Red Pole Bull here at the 50th anniversary of the North American goes to entry number 23, Esquire Top Flight, exhibited by Esquire Land and Cattle. Congratulations. And your reserve grand champion Red Pole Bull goes to entry number 22, MFFRR Dancer, exhibited by Adam Miller. Congratulations. We're now ready for your group classes, and starting out with your group class is pair of females in your Red Pole show. And your first place pair of females goes to Adam Miller. Congratulations. Second place, Luke Jones. Third place, Jackson Farms. Fourth, Justin Platt. Congratulations to those pair of females exhibitors. Best two head placings are as followed. First place, Adam Miller. Second place, Luke Jones. Third place, Jackson Farms. Fourth place, Esquire Land and Cattle. And fifth place, Justin Platt. Congratulations. And junior get a sire, first place goes to Adam Miller with MMF Rolls Royce. Congratulations. Second place goes to Silas Frains with Park Style Bentley. Congratulations. And senior get a sire goes to Silas Frains with Park Style Bentley. Is that all of them? And that will conclude your Red Pole show here in Broadbent Arena at the 50th North American International Livestock Exposition. We wish safe travels going home and hope to see you next year right here in Broadbent Arena. That will conclude the shows here in Broadbent Arena. We will be back here in the morning at 8 o'clock.